Is Visual Studio Code better than Notepad++? You reached the right video. Let me explain. This video was brought to you by DigiLink Academy, your #1 source to learn programming fast and get to that six-figure salary you desire. Our academy have a wide range of courses, including our 30-day developer launchpad, our programmer interview course, also our mentorship program, and much, much more. When you sign up for our free community, you get access to like-minded professional developers who want to take your career to the next level, and will provide you with access to all the resources that our academy can provide. So let's take the next step and sign up for our 7-step free programming guide to really start to take your career to the next level. So let's click the link below to get started. I'll see you guys in the guide. Whoa. Before a lot of you programmers come and kill me and say, hey Rod, this is no contest, you don't know what you're talking about. Visual Studio Code is way better than Notepad++. Why are you making this video? You're wasting time. And I want to bring a different perspective to this video that's not as obvious as you guys may think. Because a lot of guys, you may think, hey, if you're comparing these two tools, this is David versus Goliath, there's no reason that David's gonna win this battle, and you already admitted in your title that you switched to it, so why you have in this video? Now I want to give you guys more perspective on why I made that decision and why I still have both tools installed on my computer, so to give you insights not only with these two tools but other tools that are competing that have similar use cases, so that you can know which one you need to use, specific use cases, and really clear things up for you when it comes down to what development tools you're going to use. So I have 7 reasons why I switched to Visual Studio Code, and I'm also going to give you some perspective on why Notepad++ still has some use in my workflow, and I want to give you guys those reasons too, so that you can, I know you're dealing with similar issues, and we'll go from there. So that being said, guys, Notepad++ is going to always have a seat at the table, at least in the near future, because it's lightweight, it's been around forever, got a brand name, and it has the use cases. Even though I'm making the case for Visual Studio Code here, Notepad++, I have it in a lot of situations, especially on servers where you don't want to have just the basic Notepad, but you want something a little bit modern. Notepad++ is good for that. You don't want Visual Studio Code, which is a little bit heavier in a lot of cases than Notepad, is perfect for those situations. But #1, the extensions is in Visual Studio Code just makes it a no-brainer, guys. The extension options, I wasn't really sold on it at first, because I just thought it was just like any other application that has plugins or extensions, and you're gonna have these third-party developers who really are not serious about the actual tool making these add-ins or extensions, and they're not going to keep them up to date. It's nothing worse than actually depending on a piece extension, and then the developer who created it stop working on it, and then a new release come out, and then all of those projects you had in the past with that extension is useless. So that was one of the reasons why it kept me a while to leave Visual Studio Notepad++ for Visual Studio Code. But I'm finding out, kind of like with WordPress, as long as you're dealing with those high-end top developers in the platform, you're good. And even Microsoft themselves makes extensions too, so stick with the bigger guys for your main plugin or extensions. You're gonna have situations where you use an extension that may not be as popular. As long as it's something that you don't use heavily all the time, every day, all day, you just need it for one specific projects. No harm, no foul. But you know, you're gonna have those core extensions that you use all the time. You don't want that to be a one-off developer that may be a little shady, may not have a track record, and then you depend on that extension, and the minute it requires a update or something like that, you are screwed. So be aware of that, guys. #2, OneStop Shop. It's not, I'm a SQL developer, guys, so I use SQL Management Studio a lot. And there's some stuff that I still have to go to SQL Management Studio for, but it's so great that I could actually use this in Visual Studio Code now to be able to do basic selects. You have it right there. You don't have to bounce between applications, and it just makes it easier. I know a lot of you guys may think, Rod, that's nothing. You can just have both of them up and switch between the application. Yes, that's true, but there are some situations where you already have Visual Studio Code launched. You just want to do a basic select, and it just makes that functionality more easier. And that's just one application, guys. Once you start getting into other stuff like FTP and FileZilla, and you start to get into a lot of the cloud resources, when you're talking about Google services and start stacking all of these different use cases on top of each other, that's when that one-stop shop argument starts to really get a lot of leverage, and you start to really see the benefits of having that one area to go. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be in the one tool that you use and don't use the other tools. You will have to use the other tools, especially once you start to get into heavy development, once you start to design, develop a lot of different objects. I'm just talking about for a lot of troubleshooting and analytical stuff, when you're doing a lot of research and discovery at the beginning, really light tasks that you're bouncing between a lot of applications to figure things out. It's great for that, guys, and it's free, and in a lot of cases. So you really gotta leverage that from a workflow perspective and that one-stop shop. I don't have a very powerful computer, at least right now. I plan on getting one in the future, but a lot of people don't have the money and resources to go get that powerful computer. This works great for that. I had a buddy, Brian Harrington. I shouldn't have said his name, but he has a ton of applications open, and he don't even have a powerful computer, and he wonder why his computer always runs slow. And it's over a couple of days that he does this, and it just drives me crazy, because when I'm looking over his shoulder doing code reviews and his stuff running slow, and I just want to close some of that stuff down. Especially with Google, a ton of tabs, and you start to add that with ton of, it's just a recipe for disaster, guys. Having that one application that can consolidate a lot of that at least helps in that scenario. Number 3, the community, guys. With whole Microsoft community, the open source is getting bigger and better, and it just makes that experience that much better when you go to searching and Googling something and you see, hey, they did this in a similar text editor. You're gonna be really good, which a lot of you guys may think a text editor is not that complex, right? But once you start getting into these deeper projects and start to do a lot of troubleshooting, start to building stuff out of Visual Studio Code and seeing these error messages, that security, that little extra that I'm talking about really makes my day when I see somebody doing something exactly in the actual editor that I'm using the same plugin, and they get the same error. Just really build that confidence level that's a good solution for me. So that's just a little extra nugget, guys. I have a ton of this kind of stuff that we talk about in my premium courses and my 7-step guide. Links are below, guys. I can't cover everything here. I only got 7, but if you want more details on how to take your development skills to the next level in 30 days and the tools that we use, go ahead. Links are below, so sign up for that. That being said, number 4, functionality, guys. Functionality. I'm not gonna even touch this no more because it kind of goes in line with the extensions, but you just, that additional functionality, building one-stop shop, all of it should start to add up on that deal. Number 5, corporate backing. A lot of programming language that kind of fall short and don't necessarily be around long. This is why, because they don't have corporate backing, and it's not that important when it comes to certain application who actually got a ton of market share and have a unique use case from different programming language. But once you start competing against other similar language like Python and Ruby, or C# and Java, and then you start to have Microsoft versus Oracle, and then you start to look at something like Go with Google, and just other programming languages that don't have that corporate backing. You see how they are down on that list. That's why I like Visual Studio Code. It gives you that flexibility of open source, but it's backed by Microsoft, so you always know it's going to be in the it's not going to fall by the wayside, at least just because it don't get any attention. Maybe Microsoft will change it up, but it's open source, so you don't know where that's going to go. And number 7, guys, and this is something that's extra. It's a cool new tool, guys. There's nothing like having a cool new tool on your desktop that's everybody's using, everybody's liking, and it's just the tool that everybody default to. Especially when you see that icon on your desk, people know, okay, he know what he's doing. Not to say Notepad++ don't have that. It's just that cool factor, guys. Nothing. It's hard to explain that. And senior level developers, you understand that. Even the new guys, you guys know that cool new tool everybody got. Hey, you know, that's where we at. If you agree with me, comment below. If you disagree with me, comment below also. Let's start a conversation, guys. If you haven't already, support the channel, guys. We have some goodies in the description box for you. Go check out some of those premium courses. And if you haven't already, I'm gonna put a link to my 7-step guide here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.